The last player to stand between Corey Kluber and a no-hitter.
Ground ball to Gleyber Torres, and that'll do it. A no-hitter for Corey Kluber. On a Wednesday night in Texas, Kluber becomes part of forever.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of BNA Sports Talk. Wow. Just wow. Corey Kluber, no-hitter, one batter away from a perfect game. I usually do like a state of the Yankees every once in a while. Those videos usually don't get a lot of views, so I'm guessing there's not that much interest. But today, I want to do kind of like a full no-hitter thing. And I want to talk a little bit about the Yankees, because I think, believe it or not, this no-hitter means a lot for the Yankees. And, first of all, it means a lot for team camaraderie, because these players, they've never been a part of something like this. You feel like such a connection with your teammates. You're like, it feels surreal. It's a whole team effort. You had a bunch of players making plays. Tyler Wade, Gio Urshela made a nice scoop. So did DJ LeMahieu. So it feels like they were a part of it. It wasn't just Corey Kluber who had amazing stuff last night. Dot in the corners. He had really good command. Only one walk. But it feels the whole team was a part of it. Even had Aaron Boone, when they were celebrating, like looking on beside them and just being like proud of them as a team. Because when your team is winning 2-1, you're not scoring a lot of runs. It's a lot of disappointment. It's not a lot of like walk-offs that we had recently, which have contributed to, our locker room getting better. It's weird. You have nothing to like bond together. Oh yeah, remember when we won that game 3-1? And the guy pitched well, let up a run, and we had a couple of pitch hit singles at the end to drive in some RBIs. But with a no-hitter is you're going to talk about with your buds over a beer in years to come, and then just for the rest of the season. Like, remember what we did that was so special, the hard times. And I'm not too sure whether that has to do much with making people have higher batting averages, but it smooths out the locker room, makes everyone just happier. It's a little bit of a high. There's a thing after no-hitters, like the next game, the team usually wins. It's not just that game. They usually win the next game because everyone's so happy. They play a little bit looser. And I think this is a great thing for the Yankees. A great thing for everyone to experience. A great outing by Corey Kluber. Now we feel like we have a third starter. We have, Garrett Cole pitch bad. You have Domingo Germán, who sometimes in the sixth inning runs out of gas a little bit. And then Corey Kluber. And by the way, Domingo Germán running out of gas. I'm not sure if it is him running out of gas. If it is, he just needs to build up his stamina a little bit. And then Corey Kluber, that third pitcher. That's it. And then you have Monty, and then you have Jaime Garcia. And then hopefully some other guy gets hot. And you have a solid 4-5 pitcher starting rotation. And, the playoffs is about pitching and then timely hitting. And more recently, we've had some timely hitting, which is good. Now I kind of want to get on the downside of everything. Actually, let's talk about this. This is the first no-hitter since I was born from the Yankees. I've been wondering for years. I'm like, when are the Yankees going to throw no-hitter? I've seen CC get close. I've seen Tanaka get close. He's had a couple of complete games. I'm like, I just want to see one. I didn't get to see it. I went to sleep at 9:30, and I was going to tell my friend, hey, watch out for Corey Kluber. He might throw no-hitter tonight. It was just a great thing just to see the celebrations and see everyone together. And I watched like the highlights like 15 times, and that's why I love the Rangers. Yesterday I was watching old Ranger highlights. It's something that will bring the Yankees more money too. So, yeah. Next, I want to talk about have no hitters kind of been cheapened? By the way, the Yankees, we've been hit one time since 1958. So, and the the Lions have had one playoff win since 1958. So there's that fun fact for you. We've had a couple close calls, but we have been no hit recently. So I'm like, at least that's a good thing, because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be no hit. Now 3 teams have happened to them twice, but it's become kind of cheapened, right? I don't know, man. Like 2 nights in a row. This is the 7th no hitter this year, if you include the 7th inning one. It does require a little bit of luck if we're talking about it. It does require luck, like everything. Kind of comparing it to bowling, like you can hit the pin straight on, and then you have that one pesky pin left, and it's like, oh, my 300 is gone. Like a perfect game as far as that. It takes a little bit of luck, but it takes skill, because you have to memorize those oil patterns. You have to be consistent for so long, and that can kind of compares to baseball a little bit. That's like the best comparison I can have. Doesn't really have anything to any other sport like football. Maybe like hockey with shutouts, but we see shutouts all the time. Can you compare it to anything in any sport? It's not like a triple-double. It's not like you can't shut anybody out in basketball. It's not anything like that. That's the best thing I can compare it to. But it's kind of been cheapened just a little bit since there's 6-1s this year. And then you take a look at it. The best pitchers usually don't throw perfect games and no-hitters. You do have your Justin Verlanders of the world. But let me read you the last guys to do it. Corey Kluber, former Cy Young winner. Spencer Turnbull. Wade Miley, who I think, didn't he pitch for like the Rays the other year? I don't know. John Means, Carlos Rodon, Joe Musgrove, the San Diego guy who just started pitching for them, Alec Mills, Lucas Giolito. Then you have the Justin Verlanders. He did it 3 times, which kind of gives me confidence. I think somewhat a skill. The odds go up if you're a good pitcher. Then you had guys multiple times do it, which, by the way, we haven't seen a multiple one in a while. We thought that was like the next trend, but Corey Kluber had a 101 pitch no-hitter. Then you had Mike Fiers, who did it twice. And he hasn't done anything else in the league. The only thing he's done in the league is rat out the Astros. James Paxton, Walker Buehler contributed to a multiple pitcher one. Sean Menietta, Edison Velasquez, Jake Arrieta, Max Scherzer. Okay, so then you have some good guys here. But you take a look at it, more recently, guys who aren't really that good, have been throwing no-hitters. Now, I'm not saying it's not impressive. I couldn't even get close to a no-hitter. You put me in there, I'm getting hit right away. It's going to look like the Twins White Sox, where the guy just, bombs 400 pounds. I'm going to pitch and then duck, because I don't want to get hit in the mouth. But, it's an impressive feat. Maybe becoming less impressive, maybe becoming a little bit cheapened, but it's still great when you see it. Like, to a normal baseball fan that's not a Yankees fan, they're like, oh. But to a Yankees fan, it's like, fuck yeah, let's go. By the way, we were 9th in the list out of the 30 teams for the last team to do it. So it was a while. I'm seeing teams like the Detroit Tigers, who haven't won anything in a while. I know they had a good run in the early 2010s, but I'm seeing teams like the Padres do it. I'm like, well, who are they? The Seattle Mariners do it. I'm like, can we get a no-hitter here? I've never witnessed a no-hitter. I want to watch a no-hitter. It just feels special. There's nothing like it. There's really nothing like it. You have the little bit of like, oh, don't jinx it. There's nothing like that in sports. Like football, I guess, don't jinx it. Like, we're up by 14 with 4 minutes to go. Don't jinx it. Maybe a hockey a little bit with like an empty net. It scores 2-1. Don't jinx it. A little bit of like a shutout thing. Maybe it's 1-0. But it's a very unique thing in sports. I used to always love tracking it. I used to always love seeing it. And can we just chill out with the no-hitters? We're almost at a record. I believe the record is 7. And I'm just hoping that it calms down a little bit. Because the last thing I want to see is the things start to become cheapened. And I want to be excited when somebody throws a no-hitter. I want to be excited to see the celebration. Because what if, like, all of a sudden there's 10 no-hitters this year? What's the celebration going to be like? It's I think it should be a special thing. And obviously, a pitcher's just not going to throw a meatball over the plate because, like, oh, yeah, this would be, like, the 10th no-hitter of the year. But let me know what you guys think. Are no-hitters becoming cheapened? What do you think about the Yankees? Do you think they're going to come together after this? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.